I'm still playing 7 Years World War from S&T 221, and we're up to turn 4, which represents the 1759 and 1760 turn. And Great Britain's coalition still has initiative, which we saw last turn can be kind of costly at times. But he is a coalition with the Prussians and the Dutch. So in the opening phase of this turn, all of the powers are going to collect taxes. And interestingly, the British, Prussians, and Dutch have two trade routes. They have the English colonial trade route to the New World, but the United Provinces also has a trade route to the East Indies. So they're collecting a lot of money. However, the Austrian player decided to play the corruption chit against the British, so they lose some treasury points due to that. France also has a trade route, and they use the trading charter chit on themselves to double the value of that trade route for this turn. And additionally, they are a coalition with Spain now, remember, and Spain has a trade route to the Philippines, so that helps improve the second coalition's amount of funds. Austria-Russia has a coalition. They have minimum taxes that they can collect, but they have a chit, coalition rallies, so that adds an additional 8 treasury points. So that's fortunate for them. The Manchu Empire and the Ottomans, well, they collect their usual amount of taxes. Let's just take a look at the map, and I'll describe some of the other things that happened. The sides have an opportunity to collect campaign chits, and the first coalition, Britain and the Prussian Netherlands, receive 7 additional chits, which include 2 generals, 3 diplomacy chits. This is very good. France, which is includes Spain and India, also gets 2 chits. They get a number 2 rated general and a 3 diplomacy marker, so that's an advantage. Austria gets a general and a diplomacy chit. The Manchu Empire gets a general and an admiral, so this could be a lively turn. Great Britain, during their turn, tries to recruit a legion in the 13 colonies, but fails. Now, it's interesting to note a legion is quite valuable because it can use advanced tactics, and you might have seen, I don't think I've shown a picture of this yet, but there are 3 different combat results tables in this game. Depending on the quality of the unit, you have more choices of which ones you can use. And the revolutionary combat results table is favorable to the attacker. And so if you have a legion, you can actually use that one. So the armies all make whatever expenditures they can to increase the size of their armies. During the England, Prussian, and Dutch part of the turn, they expend a great deal of effort on diplomacy, but frankly, none of it comes to fruition for them. It's just a very poor effort on their part this turn. However, the British fleet sets sail and to Africa as well as South America. And in South America, the British are seeking out the French Navy to see if they can do something about them. There's also a campaign against the French in Senegal in Africa. And all they have is a French base deployed there. And so in that battle, you can see in the picture here, the defenders are eliminated. So this gives the British 2 more campaign chits. The French lose 2 back into the pool. And then over in South America, you can see the British Navy is attacking the French fleet in Brazil's waters, and France's ships are defeated here, and the French have to lose another campaign chit, and the English fleet lands in the port there in Brazil. In the Pacific, we have no picture for this, but the Dutch fleet and an army set sail for the Philippines, where they attack the Spanish colony there. And the result of this campaign is an indecisive battle. So Spain's base and colony are eliminated, but the United Provinces Army is also eliminated. So now we just have the Dutch fleet at sea. It's going to be expensive to provision for the first coalition here. And the Philippines now are really open to capture. But the success is that France and Spain has been denied the Philippines trade route at this point. In the New World, which I also don't have a picture for, the British troops resume their campaign against the Spanish forces in Florida, and the Spaniards are defeated and their base is eliminated. In Europe, all's quiet. So that's interesting. The Prussians are just happy with their conquest of Poland. We now go to the second coalition turn. This is France, Spain, and the Maritime Confederacy. And the French tries to use diplomacy to get the United Provinces away from the British. It fails, but they do get a successful espionage. So the French examine all of the British campaign markers to see what they got. Meanwhile, you can see in the picture, Spain sends an army into Portugal, and there's a naval armada that was already in position there. Another Spanish fleet moves from Portugal to the Canary Islands. You can see that in the picture. The British fleet at Tangier is engaged, and the British player has been able to add an admiral campaign marker. It results in an indecisive battle. Both fleets are wrecked, but Admiral Parker survives. And then you can see another Spanish fleet is moved out to interdict the East Indies trade route. Not shown in the picture, the French forces in the New World continue the French and Indian War in the 13 colonies. It's unsuccessful, so the French army ends up withdrawing to the south. And in India, the Maratha Confederacy sends out a horde to just steal control of some more regions that will add to its wealth. The third coalition, Austria and Russia, take their turn, and they use a minor power alliance chit. And as a result, the Native Americans in the Oregon area of the New World move into the Northern Territories. Also in Europe, Russian troops march into the Ukraine area. I don't have a picture of this. In Siberia, Russian armies march into Turkestan, where they attack the Turkestani armies and defeat them, their hordes, and their base, and the area falls under the control of the Russians. Then we go to the fourth player turn, Manchu and the Ottoman empires. So initially, the Manchu government attempts to use diplomacy to break up the British alliance with the Netherlands, but this has no effect. Then the Manchu government sends hordes into Malaya, where they can establish the China trade route. A fleet in Taiwan sails into Korea, where it engages with a Korean base and their forces, and an admiral is employed in the attack, and Korea is captured. And then an attrition chit is used against the Persians, and the Persian base in the capital is also eliminated. And that will bring turn 4 of 1759 and 1760 to a conclusion. And I thank you for watching, and stay tuned for turn 5, which will be forthcoming. Have a great day.